up, you guys? Welcome to the January 11th edition of NBA 3-Ball, presented by Establish the Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher. Getting ready to talk a lot of news today and a little bit of NBA action. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and make sure you're subscribing, and any comment will be appreciated as we kick off the week. And we are starting with really bad news for the Wizards, and it's Thomas Bryant tore his ACL. He is going to miss the season. Horrible for a guy that looked like he was poised for a monster season, really offensively. Took another step forward, playing better defense than he was before after basically being a doormat for a couple years, but it's tough. So you got to cut him and move on. And also should add Russell Westbrook's also out today, which is a surprise. We thought that game he missed on Saturday was back-to-back, but nope, he's actually out for a quad, not that finger injury. So obviously the big question here is who starts, since it could probably be Robin Lopez. Minutes in the low 20s. He's really bad per minute. So I think the interesting thing here is Mo Wagner, who to start last year as a backup, he was tremendous. He was leading the league in true shooting for a while. And then he just fell apart. So you're hoping you get the early last season Wagner versus the one that's been playing lately, hasn't been consistent. Draws charges, hustle stats, all this good stuff too, but he'd be the guy I'd want to add here. But we should keep in mind that Davis Bertans has played 12 minutes at the 5, including 5 minutes on Saturday without Bryant, so that's going to cut into the center minutes, which will also help out Denny Avdia and also Rui Hachimura. So those guys are kind of mild winners from this news. And Bradley Beal, man, he may go crazy today. He's a 39, 6-6 with a 38 usage rate without Westbrook. He's played 50 minutes without Bryant and Westbrook. 40 minutes, and he's scored 50 points in those 40 minutes. So Beal's going to have a tough matchup today, but I think he's going to go crazy. Another really bad injury in the Southeast Division with Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's going to miss multiple weeks. Don't have a timetable on him with a fracture to his knee. So they started him in the last game, and Lloyd Pierce said he wanted to really get a look at it, but now he won't. He wanted to get Cam Reddish going in the second unit. So now you would assume that Cam Reddish gets back in the first unit, should see more playing time along with Kevin Huerter. Also helps DeAndre Hunter's minutes a little bit. And even eventually when we get Danilo Gallinari back, he's a little bit beneficiary too. Moving to Dallas, the good news is Kristaps Porzingis is now questionable to possibly make his season debut. We heard he's been practicing. Luka Doncic talked him up last week too. So possibly he gets in the mix. Meanwhile, Maxi Kleber sounds like he's going to miss 10 to 14 days according to reports, but he's actually questionable. And we know Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Josh Richardson are also out. So we may see Josh Green start again. Not that you're going to use him. But Trey Burke was great. Rick Carlisle called him a weapon, so he may be a big factor with Brunson and Jay Rich missing time. Obviously, Hardaway Jr. is going to have to chuck as well. But Luka, great matchup today. He could be really big time. Moving to the mainstream story of the day, that is the Celtics and Heat game was postponed today because the Heat did not have 8 players available after a player turned in an inconclusive test. This comes right after we found out that the Celtics were apparently about to go 8 deep with Tremont Waters, Jeff Teague, Peyton Pritchard, Carson Edwards, Marcus Smart, Aaron Nesmith, Daniel Tice, and Taco Fall, and we had the rotation ready to go. We felt great about it. But yeah, they're obviously this is gonna be tough. Tatum's out for 10 to 14 days with coronavirus, and we really don't know if anything else is going to go on with him. Hopefully everything's okay, but yeah, we'll certainly be addressing this Celtics team with our projections every day. And honestly, there's really not really much of a pickup to make besides really Peyton Pritchard. Kemba Walker's practicing, but when could he even practice? This team probably can't even get cleared to practice under the circumstances, so that may actually delay his time. Moving to the basketball section of the day, early game was the Jazz pulling out a win. Not too much to talk about here. Donovan Mitchell's starting to get it going. Bojan Bogdanovic is really struggling. Royce O'Neal is pretty much useless on the stat sheet. Jordan Clarkson tweaked his ankle, looked okay, but this team is pretty consistent in rotations. Pretty boring, but at least you see the Jazz. Snyder called it a good win, but they're not playing their best ball right now. Pistons dropped it at home, but the headline here is Derrick Rose had left knee soreness. So this isn't the same as the right knee contusion he had a few days ago that kept him out, made him probable for the next game. And the left knee is his ACL knee. Both his knees are kind of bad, but certainly some concern here. There's no reason this guy should be out in the court if there's any risk to him being injured, and we know they're going to manage him a lot. So we actually saw Frank Jackson pull up the backup minutes. DeLon Wright, 36 minutes. He shot the ball terribly, but you see 36 minutes for DeLon Wright as a point guard. You should get really excited about that. Sadiq Bey also closed at shooting guard. That was interesting to note. And Jeremy Grant, believe it or not, he has tied for the active 20-point game streak with Bradley Beal and CJ McCollum. Wild. Would not have predicted that. Continues to just play great on unassisted buckets. Blake Griffin's playing okay. But yeah, this Sadiq Bey is coming. He's coming for minutes. Bulls dropped a close game at Staples. Very entertaining game, 130-127 Clippers. Patrick Williams had a lot of time on Kawhi. Got roasted a bit, but thought he played pretty well. He's making threes. His offense is kind of coming around. He's starting to really lock in. Otto Porter did not play with back spasms. He had a lot of back spasms back in his Wizards days. And obviously Otto has trouble staying on the court, so possibly he misses more time. Cody White continues to play great. 13 assists for him. And really, since 4 or 5 games ago when Billy Donovan said Zach LaVine needs to be really aggressive, he is being aggressive. Season high 45 points, hit 10 threes in this one, becomes one of 6 players in NBA history to have multiple 10-3 games. Steph has 15 of them. Clay also 5. So Warriors locked that category down. But yeah, LaVine, man, full on balling. Not too much to say on the Clippers. Kawhi just went nuclear in the third quarter, had 21 points and 5 threes in just the third quarter alone. Paul George continues to play great ball, 9 assists. He's just so locked in right now. Nice to see him healthy. And Lou Williams said that Lou told him to score more, and Lou said say less, and ask Lou to score. He'll do it for you. But yeah, big win for the Clippers. Nick Batum looks locked in that starting unit too. Nets drop another bad loss to the Thunder this time. We still don't know what's up with Kyrie. Steve Nash said his team quit. Kevin Durant played really well with 36 points. LeVert had a solid game. Didn't play great on defense. And we saw another different starting lineup. I believe there's 6 different starting lineup already this season as they went big with Jeff Green and Durant at the forward spots. Jared Allen still playing really great ball. This team needs help, man. Someone has to step up. Landry Shamet has just been a waste of time. He doesn't even deserve playing time at this point. This team needs answers from both the team that's playing and Kyrie. The 5-4 OKC Thunder. Lots of notes here. Shea, season high 31. Really been great the last 3. 26, 7, and 8 averages. 2.3 steals. 57% from the field. 80% from the line. This is the second round guy you've been looking for. And he's been great. After the game, Mark Daigneault said that SG lifts after games, which was fascinating to me. In-season muscle watch. Great defense from Lou Dort and Darius Bazley. Had to guard Kevin Durant, so bad game offensively from him. But he's not losing playing time. He's playing really good defense, and they're asking him to do a lot. And Hamidou Diallo really coming on here. He's been one of the best finishers at the rim among guards. Plays really up-tempo. He's really, really young and raw. So seeing him make a charge here is interesting. And then Isaiah Roby leapfrogged, at least for the moment, Mike Muscala. He said that was by design. They want to play some younger guys. And Mark Daigneault also said that they, by design, wanted to get Al Horford going with post touches. May not see that continue. Maybe you will because it worked and they had a big win. Moving to the Lakers, pretty easy win for them against the Rockets. Anthony Davis, man, never a doubt he was going to ball out. People were freaking out. He's totally fine. Just needs to stay healthy, obviously. And then the reverse side of that, Dennis Schroeder, easiest sell high ever. He's been one of the most inefficient players off drives. He's just not great. Doesn't have enough usage in this offense. And Taylor Horton-Tucker made a really big impact with Markieff Morris getting ejected. And after the game, LeBron said he's wise beyond his years. So really cool stuff for Taylor Horton-Tucker, Mr. Preseason Stud. Not really an ad, but maybe he makes a charge for minutes. Not much to say on Houston besides DeMarcus Cousins got ejected again. Helped Christian Wood go off a little more playing time. John Wall was the most efficient player off drives coming into this one. Had a bad game. That's fine. And Harden, pretty solid. Multiple Spurs and Pop said that the Spurs ran out of gas. We saw Lonnie Walker have some cramping, and then a knee-to-knee issue for Devin Vassell. Without DeMar DeRozan, he's taking with his ailing father, so he may miss some more time. Trey Lyles gave him 35 minutes, and Pop said he did really well. Didn't really skip a beat. LaMarcus Aldridge getting big playing time in a back-to-back as well. Wolves get the win without Cat, who made his surprise return on Saturday. Said basically, F it, I'm going to play. And rested day, which is fine. It sounds like Cat's going to be okay. But yeah, interesting story here is Jared Vanderbilt looks to have the backup power forward spot. Saunders said after the game, it's tough to take him off the floor. Says he likes how he protects the rim and puts pressure on the rim as an offensive player. Malik Beasley said, quote, he's like Dennis Rodman for us. He does the dirty work. So it sounds like Vanderbilt could carve out 20 minutes behind Juancho Hernan-Gomez, maybe even more. And Naz Reid is the backup. So he likes to play them together with Naz Reid and Vanderbilt. Malik Beasley continues to play well. Saunders talked about D'Angelo's defense, interestingly, after the game. So big win for Minnesota here. Raptors should have had this one. They finally went small. Nick Nurse has been talking about doing this for a couple games. Finally did it. It was really clear they went small without Lowry, that they were going to do this today to me. And Boucher still found minutes. One center rotation here. You do love to see it. Norm has been really bad, but this is good news for him. But Boucher, this is a perfect rotation for Boucher, just to smash in the second unit. And yeah, Pascal Siakam handling the ball a lot too. Warriors got a bad Steph with 1 of 10 from 3, and they still get the win. Props to Andrew Wiggins for defense. Also became the highest scoring Canadian basketball player ever. Draymond looked like himself again, flirting with a triple-double. And Oubre still can't make shots. And Eric Paschall, as the bench 5, has really found a nice little niche for him. But yeah, Warriors are 6-4, looking good. That's going to do it. You guys take care. Catch you next time.